For some, judo is just a sport. For me, judo is my life. Winning the Olympic title was my biggest accomplishment. Defending it will be my biggest challenge. To me, judo means respect, fair play, and self-control. I am Lukas Krpalek. I love judo because I love the challenge.
Welcome back to Riga in Latvia. You join us just as we get underway for the final block in the Cadet European Judo Championships. And we're watching the contest, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 40 kilo category. Iman Lima of France, and the white judogi is up against Strzelecki Sabina of Hungary. The referee in the middle for this one is Oren Ben Artizi of Israel, and with commentary on this one, let's hear from Lincoln Hahn. Good afternoon, Lincoln.
Good afternoon. Good to be back in the final blocks this afternoon. And this is a relatively small category with 7 judo players in the under 40 kilograms division. And so we have seen some good actions earlier, despite of the smaller number. And here is the French girl against the Hungarian girl. And on the other mat, on mat 1, if you wish to follow the other bronze medal match, we have an all Ukrainian bronze medal fight between Maharita Miroshnichenko and Anastasia Superson.
Yes, unfortunate that the two girls from Ukraine have got to go head to head. They probably travelled out, well, no doubt they travelled out on the same flight and maybe share a room, you know, and then you have to go and have a punch-up. You know, not literally a punch-up, but you've got to get to grips with each other on the tatami. But that's the way of the world sometimes.
2 minutes into this fight, and there's no score or penalty on board.
Getmans have had a reasonable day, haven't they? We mentioned them from time to time, both women, well, the girls and the boys. We've mentioned both of them. Oh, there's a chance on the arm.
Oh.
Yeah, she's already tapped.
All right, that's Ippon.
Yeah.
I guess Lima just held on to it. Well, sorry, that was Strzelecki. It's a quick finish for the first bronze medal, which goes to Sabina Strzelecki of Hungary.
Iman Lima wasn't that enamoured with the decision, but I think that she tapped on the leg first, and then there was another application of it. So there was some dispute as to whether or not she'd actually submitted, but I think, yeah, as far as... And the referee was on top of it, he could see. So.
Well, let's move back to mat 1 to see the other bronze medal match while we're waiting. All right, Chujigatami from the bottom position. I believe that's Miroshnichenko in white. Oh, interesting. We've seen several green belts at these categories.
Yeah, I said, well, Ukraine, you know, it's hard to get your grade there. You have to work hard to get up the ladder. Margarita Miroshnichenko is still a green belt. Her colleague, teammate, Anastasia Supersen, has gone a couple of grades ahead. I suppose they've got, you know, green, blue, brown. That's the normal run of the colours, isn't it? Some countries have their own kind of way of working it out with colours, but in general, it's yellow, orange, green, blue, brown, and then you work through the downgrades if you're lucky to get that high.
Right. And I know a lot of countries have 3 cues for the brown.
Yes, yeah. A few have 2, but sometimes it's 3. And sometimes you have 2 cues per grade, with if it's of a certain age, and then in the UK they had for a long time mon grades. Oh God, you know, it's like 18th mon or something. You know?
Oh wow.
And then at the club that I went to originally, if you were a complete beginner, you were given a red belt. Complete beginner.
Oh, really?
You got a red belt. And then when you learnt to break fall, you got given your white belt. And then after that, you went through your grades. So when you saw a red belt, it meant that they were really new and they were just learning how to break fall.
Okay.
So you had to be very careful, which in the cycle of things is the way it is. Because you get your red belt when you get to 9th or 10th.
Right. And then you go back to
and then you
white
go
belt.
back. Yeah, yeah. If you ever got to 11 or 12, but no one ever has, except, you know.
Right.
Kind of, and no one is ever. They've decided that no one is ever
really?
going to get that. It's never going to be given 10th. That is anything. Anyway, we're just chatting through whilst we wait for a score between the 2 Ukrainians, and to finish off on this white and red belt thing. So if you didn't know how to break fall at the club that I went to, you got a red belt, and when you learnt how to break fall, you got a white. So when I went off to a new club, which was the Budokwai, and the first time I went to the Budokwai, I stayed on. They allowed me to stay on with the senior grades, and the man came onto the tatami and he had a red and a white belt. So I'd been thrown around by a number of the black belts quite a lot. So I thought, well, red and a white belt, maybe he half knows his break falls. You know, he knows a little bit about break falls, but hasn't quite got to the white belt stage yet. So I'll leave the downgrades because I've been thrown around a lot for them, and I'll go and practice with this old boy because, you know, he's only an old fella, isn't he? And ask him. So
The easy picking, right?
I said to him, practice. Now, when you spoke to the downgrades, you were always told, if you want to have a practice. Oh, she's had to tap out.
That looks
That's
like,
a terrific piece of work, isn't it?
I think it was a Hadaka Jimmy.
Yeah.
It looks like it. That ends the match.
What a shame. Teammates. Yeah.
Miroshnichenko takes the other bronze, while only has a green belt.
I'm surprised. I
Compliments.
mean, you know, Supersen, to me, went in that as the player that I'd seen earlier on that looked the better of the two, but she seemed to just, you know, go downhill. She lost in the repechage, not in the repechage. She lost in the, she lost in the rounds, and ended up in the repechage, and it just wasn't able to pull herself back, I'm afraid. So to finish off quickly, we were told, you know, when you go to the downgrades, say, may I have a practice? You know, and then okay, but I thought, well, he's only a red or white belt. So, practice? Okay. So after he banged me over 3 or 4 times, I asked him. I said, so what's a red and white belt then? He said, it's the 7th dan. And over I went again. Right, coming on to the mat now, the final of the under 40 kilo category. Zilan Ertem of Turkey goes up against Polina Iakovenko of Russia. It's Ertem in the white judogi, Iakovenko in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Marian Halas of Romania.
Both showed some quality judo coming through the preliminary rounds. And I expect to see some type of score from one of these two, or maybe both.
Yes, that red and white belt was the president of the International Judo Federation at the time,
Oh.
Charles Palmer.
Oh wow!
He'd gone up to the Budokai for a little roll around and then had some teenager who failed to recognize him.
Oh, no. Well, I guess you never forgot that.
Nope.
That's what an experience. I remember reading about the Budokai. I've never been there myself. It's like one of the top clubs in England. Was the oldest judo club.
Yes. Extremely long history. There are 3 or 4 others that come sort of fairly close behind as far as history is concerned, but prestige-wise as well, the Budokai is difficult to top. At one time you had the London Judo Society, or the LJS as it was called. Went down there for a few practices as well. Almost coming up with a score after that Ojigari. Then there was the Ren Shudan.
Nice change of direction.
I was up in North London, and then over in West London in some converted squash courts.
Oh,
There was the Judokan. Percy Sakini ran that particular club. I'm just going to have a look at that action, and they decided to give Wazari for that. It was a strong Ojigari effort. I wasn't entirely convinced about that, but the score has gone on for the Russian. Yakovenko leads now then with a little over half the contest still to come, and there Osai Komi, maybe it's taken the steam out of her, that giving up that score, just fell in to that Osai Komi.
she only needs 10 seconds to get the second Wazari.
Classic Kezugatami.
Oh yes, and she's overjoyed.
Yeah. She joins her colleague Venera Nizamova, who we were talking about earlier on, as an under 40 kilo cadet European champion. Let's hope she stays around a little bit longer than Nizamova did. Disappeared fairly quickly off the scene, but a gold medal win for Polina Yakovenko, and a silver to Zilan Ertem of Turkey.
We have our medalist for the under 40 kilograms category now, and we're going to move on to the boys under 50 kilograms bronze medal category fights.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this you got to see at home. Anyway, you're going to get a helping of it now, in particular the matchup. And if you are going to go down to mat number 1 and have a look at that, you're not seeing double. It is twins.
That's a unique situation.
Yeah, I wonder if they're identical as well. Luckily they're wearing blue and white judo gear, or else you definitely wouldn't be able to tell. But Kola Sebastian is up against Kola Augustin. That's down on mat number 1. It's the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 50 kilo category. We're going to pay attention here on mat number 2 to the first of the bronze medal contests.
So the
Mehmet Shaheen Ertem, and we had Zilan Ertem before,
yes,
and now we've got Mehmet Shaheen Ertem. She's up against Baba Rahim Mirzayev of Azerbaijan. It'll be Ertem in the white judogi, Mirzayev in the blue, and the referee in the medal for this one is Paula Saldana of Portugal.
I wonder if the
Saldana. Okay, Paula Saldana.
Well, I wonder if the Ertems are related somehow.
I wonder.
Well, we do have brothers, twin brothers fighting on mat 1 there, but We're going to follow mat 2 here between Mehmet Sahin Ertim and Babarim Mirzayev of Azerbaijan in blue. So it's Turkey in white and Azerbaijan in blue. Shido appease for avoiding grip. Kouchigari. Oh, that's a quick follow-up into also Shimiwaza, but it's quickly stopped by the referee.
It was a very amusing situation off camera, which I don't normally talk about things that are happening that you can't see at home, but it was so amusing that I think I have to explain it to you. We mentioned that there was another bronze medal contest taking place on mat number 1, and that's between the 2 Hungarians and their twins, and the coach came out, and instead of taking a seat in one of the chairs, he stood in the middle, in between the two competitors. And then one of the sports directors said, "Come on, mate, make up your mind. Sit down in one of the chairs, but not stand up in the middle." So he sat in one of the chairs. It doesn't really matter which one. It was just amusing that he didn't want to take sides.
Well, it's very observant. My view is blocked by the monitor.
Yeah, well, you're better, paying attention to this one, because this is the one that we're watching. I just thought I'd put that one in. And he does put both hands behind.
Well, they give Ipon. Oh no, Vazari.
Yeah,
I think it was just an error in
on the scoreboard operator. Yeah. Well, remember we saw one earlier on that we thought that was from one hand to the other, and it ended up that was not the reason that they had not given it. It was that the technique that was employed was not valid for scoring purposes. It was a transition.
Right.
You could transition your opponent down to the ground with that, but it wasn't valid for scoring purposes. And in this case, that was clearly both hands behind, avoiding to go on his back, so the score was given. Zayev leads with a little under 2 minutes left to go. Nice right-sided effort there. He left his face up. He might get strangled here.
Is he going to continue with the strangle? It's kind of over the mouth.
Yeah,
from this angle.
We got a better look at it there. He's also about to break his back there. It's all over down on mat number 1, by the way, as one of the twins won. Well, that was always going to happen. One of them was always going to win. It's just a question of which one. And it was Agostin, who overcame his twin Sebastian. So if I had put some money on Kolar winning that one, I'd have been a winner, wouldn't I?
That'd be a good bet. It's a unique situation, definitely. Have you ever seen something like this before in other contests, other events?
No, I can't say that I have, to be honest. I'd like to search my memory banks, but I can't say we're twins.
I mean, usually they're in different divisions.
Well, my brother fought in my weight category for a while, and I had to fight him once.
I see.
In an area competition, and he beat me in the first round.
And how did you feel about that?
Well, I just mentioned it after 62 years of life, so it hasn't gone away. Although it wasn't 62 years ago, I hasten to add. But I think we were 13 or 14 at the time, and I've never forgotten it.
Wow, that left impression.
It certainly did. I think what really burned was that my father was not interested in judo at all. He never came to watch us.
Oh, really?
No. And on that one, not when we were in competition anyway, and then on one day he decided he would come, and that was the day that he decided to come.
Well, he did come. to his credit.
Yeah, I suppose there's that, isn't there? But there's also the fact that on the only time that he came, I ended up losing.
Oh, no.
And the second score is given. It's a soft
Ah.
Wazari, but it was enough, I think. Should we have another go with that?
I think it's one of those slow wazaris.
Yep. There you go.
Winner of the bronze medal from Azerbaijan.
So it was Kala Agostin over on mat number 1 and on mat 2.
Tayotoshi
had-
gets countered. And,
Mirzaev taking it. It's not a good day for Ertem, is it? Either Zilan or Mehmet Shahin
no.
have ended up losing their bronze medal contests, I'm afraid, for Turkey. 2 fifth places for the Turkish team so far. Right, we come to the final of the under 50 kilo category. Kayal Hassanov of Azerbaijan faces Danil Mustafin of Russia. It will be Hassanov in the white judogi, Mustafin in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Nikola Malcevic of Serbia. I haven't seen either of these two today, Lincoln, so I can't really go too heavily into their backgrounds or anything. Just have to go on what we see when they turn up.
That's true. It is a slightly bigger division. 16 players.
Well, 16's nice.
So
They win one round and then straight into the quarter-final.
needed 3 matches going to the final. Nice and even number to divide up among 4 pools.
Sanov just looks slightly taller than his Russian opponent. I don't know whether you want to read anything into that. Cadet, I keep going on about the Cadet European Championships in Koper in Slovenia. That comes to mind. We were talking about, was it that one? No, that was the Cadet Worlds, wasn't he? When
Right.
one of them was the Europeans and one of them was the Worlds. I'm just wondering who it was that won that under 60 kilo category. Doesn't matter now. It's long gone.
Was it Russian?
Yeah. Just wondering if the cadets were won by him, but he didn't win the World Championships.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look up now, aren't I? Look, I've done it. I've mentioned it, so better go and check it out. Sakavat Gadjiev was the one that we were talking about at the European Cadet Championships way back in 2009.
That's a good 12 years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago. And Gadjiev went on to have a reasonable career at 60 kilos. He also lived in Ekaterinburg. Managed to turn out of that. Sanov looks sharp, doesn't he?
It was a nice Hikikomi Gaishi. Got the lift, but just missed the rotation.
Tall and thin for 50 kilos.
It's and they can change so fast, in the next year or two.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Some grow taller, bigger, gain more muscles.
the key now for the Azeri is not to get stuck. Well, he can't get stuck at 55 because we don't have 55 in the juniors. Once you leave cadets and go up to juniors, the next weight is 60 kilos.
Right.
So it's no good trying to hold the weight or anything. We used to have 55 kilos at juniors, but I think that acted as that was more of a problem because it encouraged some fighters to cut weight, when really they should have been moving up to 60 kilos. They had that little bit of a cushion
Right.
and would try to stay at 55.
Well, I see many players have trouble as they grow up to even maintain 60 kilos.
Exactly.
I can't imagine 55.
Well, Yelda Smetov, I think, hung around for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. But he's very short. And Paolo Pareto is very short for 48 kilos. And if we'd had a 44 kilos, maybe she'd have gone for that. But
Right. Second penalty goes to Mustafin of Russia.
And there's plenty of time left on the clock, well over a minute. So not looking too promising for the Russian. He can't get any rotation with the lower half of his body there. Long way off that time. No. And you can see it on the referee's face. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? There's no attack. He's just dropped to his knees. He's got no choice.
And
Oh, he has to signal the penalty first. Oh, he's allowed him. Well,
he called it
I'm
off.
surprised there. I thought that was a drop.
I think he must be pleased and relieved.
The Azeri coach was almost out of his chair, you know, ready to head off to the gold medal spot for his fighter, but didn't happen. Sumigashi, and that is a score.
Oh, the give of Azari
Yeah.
was good height he achieved with that pull, and it's very active.
Well, he can just work him over now, can't he? Hasanov on the ground, burn up some of that clock. Looked all right to me. And they've cancelled the Wazari. Oh, Ippon. See, well, the only reason that'll be
Right.
is for the bridge.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to take a look at that.
The gold medalist of category men under 15
Have a look here.
from Azerbaijan.
It's on the head.
Yes, and
yes,
he does,
it's
yeah.
a bridge.
Yeah.
To the Russian.
That's Hansoku Make.
On the silver medal.
Well, they don't give Hansoku Make any longer. They used to give you Hansoku Make if you attempted a bridge in this
Right.
situation. But because there's an attempt to score, what they do is, because you are attempting to avoid the score, they will give the person the score instead.
Right.
So instead of Hansoku Make, what we get is Ippon. So we end with a positive rather than the negative.
Oh,
I think it's better.
makes sense.
You know, I would have scored Ippon if you hadn't bridged. So your attempt to bridge gives me the score. So just don't attempt it.
And that's very different from wrestling in this aspect, because wrestlers tend to bridge on their head all the time.
Well, maybe there will be some kind of there'll be some kind of figures as to how many people have neck injuries as a result of
Oh, I'm sure.
Bridging.
I'm sure there's more than judo in that aspect.
So a gold medal to Azerbaijan. It was their first medal in this final block.
So Hasanov gets the first gold medal.
And now, medal ceremony.
We got the awarding ceremony for girls in the under 48 kilo category. And the athletes are lined up. It's so unfortunate that they have to line up with masks. But there you go. The first of the bronze medals goes to Shedesky Sabina of Hungary. And there's a bronze medal also for Maharita Miroshinchenko of Ukraine. The silver medal goes to Zilan Ertem of Turkey. And the gold medal goes to Polina Yakovenko of Russia. So that's the first of the weight categories. We've got 5 more to go. Mind you, we've already had one set of finals, if you like. You know, the 2 bronze medal contests and the final in the under 50 kilo category. So that's 2 of the 6 done, and we're half past, taking half an hour. It's not bad.
That's right.
And now the national anthem of Russia. It was one of the things that the Russian athletes who won medals at the Olympic Games said that they missed the most, the fact that they had been able to compete. They were glad to be able to compete under the banner of the Russian Olympic Committee.
I noticed that.
But when they won, of course, they couldn't hear their anthem because Russia was not competing at the Games, and there was no flag. So the Russian Olympic Committee chose a piece of classical music by Tchaikovsky that they played instead, and they had the Russian Olympic Committee flag.
Right.
And that was raised. But the athletes who won the medal said that they missed not being able to see their own flag, which is a real shame. But hopefully that'll all be, sorted out by the time we come to Paris in 3 years' time. The good thing was that at the very least, what one can say is that the athletes were allowed
That's
to
true,
compete.
because originally they had a much more severe approach to that.
That's right, indeed, that was the case. Right, so down on mat number 1, the bronze medal in the under 44 kilo category, Aurora Platania of Italy goes up against Nurton Dogrusoy of Turkey. Here on mat number 2, we're going to be paying attention to the other bronze medal contest between Helen Habib of Germany and Zeynep Betsul Sarikaya of Turkey. It'll be Habib in the white judogi, Sarikaya in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Francesco Soldano of Italy. Right then, Lincoln, I'm not sure how much you got to see of these two, but we certainly had a reasonable look at Helen Habib, didn't we? We did
Yes.
see her on a number of occasions, and I was reasonably impressed with her. There was a Swedish girl as well who we're going to see in the final, Tara
Yes. Babulfat.
Babulfat, but we'll come to her in a minute. So let's just stick on Helen Habib. I think she put in a good performance today.
Well, she's an active fighter with attempts to score with nice throws. So Habib is here in white and Sarikaya is in blue. And if you wish to watch the Italian player and the Turkish player on mat 1, and they're fighting the other bronze medal. Oh, nice Diashibarai. We have seen her doing this a few times today. Oh, she's trying to secure that, I think, strangle or... So in the under 44 kilograms category, we have 20 players. As we move up in the weight category, you see the number of participants start to increase in proportion to the weight increase.
And just in case you haven't been with us throughout the day and you didn't hear what Lincoln said this morning, although the numbers are down, and given the conditions that we've had to endure over these last 18 months, we're not surprised. We're only down by 9%.
That's
So
right.
it's not a big number.
No, it's not. Considering we have 393 total competitors from 37 countries showing up. Oh, it's arm lock. Oh, wow. It's a good finish for Habib. You were saying earlier that she had a good
she's
performance.
On really good form, hasn't she? Enjoyed that. I think I'll pop out and maybe, well, I don't think I can I, now that we've got the final block going on, but always go and have a
Be
word with some of the athletes.
Well, it'd be nice to see her transition to that Jujigatami. That
Winner of the bronze medal, Tatami 2, Helen Habib from Germany.
In the chair.
Congratulations.
Sarikaya looks disappointed.
Yeah, it's Sandra Klinger in the chair, the coach's chair. She's a right little demon herself. Who probably taught her that Jujigatami, or at least helped her. And pretty sharply, wasn't it? It's that effort in. Yeah, see, there wasn't really anything there from the Turkish girl, and Habib's able to take advantage of that, snap that on.
Yep, that moment of distraction. And
There's still a minute left in the contest on mat number 1. We can wander down there and pick up the action between Aurora Platania of Italy. She's up against Nurten Dogrosoy of Turkey. There's no score in the contest. We've got 40-odd seconds left to go. It's Platania in the white judogi, Dogrosoy in blue. A single Shido is up on the board against Platania. Stefan Newbury of Great Britain is the referee in control of this one. Here's Lincoln Hahn.
well, it's interesting to, since you mentioned Great Britain, we don't have a team away from Great Britain today.
Oh, there's no one competing today. I'm just looking at the list to see whether we're going to have. Well, that's today's list. Sorry, that was a non-starter. And there won't be any British representation apart from Stefan Newbury. pair in Latvia.
Well, now
No team.
we're going to golden score with this match. That's one penalty to each player on the scoreboard. Oh, deep Morote Sionagi on the knees from Platania. Manages to get that entry, just missed the lift and rotation.
I can't remember who it was that I saw Platania against earlier on. I think I got one look at Dogrusoi.
I think Platania had Azerbaijan before this match. That was Mirzayeva.
I've got a few picks, by the way, of athletes that I'd like to see successful today.
Oh, nice. Taniotoshi from over the arm toward the back grip.
And Dogrusoi, she's up on her feet, isn't she?
That I think she tried that in the earlier match without getting it, and that was a surprise. Coming, yep, right against the left grip, going under, behind.
It's interesting how she works the top half here for me.
It's a very close contact.
Yeah.
Pull and push.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 44 kilo category. Pauline Chuk of France goes up against Tara Babulfath of Sweden. It'll be Chuk in the white judogi, Babulfath in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Rosen Rusev of Bulgaria. Now, you saw Chuk earlier on and Babulfath. Your thoughts then on this pair? That's the number 1 seed as well, isn't it?
Yes,
Chuk.
yes, correct. And I thought they had pretty nice judo. Number 1 and number 2
And number
seeds.
2, yes, worked out well.
Well, they showed positive, very proactive judo, trying to finish a fight by score. So it should be a good lineup.
I would not like to have been in the position of being a parent with your, and you're in the chair for your, your daughter or your son in the final of the Cadet European Championships. Just how do you keep a lid on it?
Must be a very anxious position to be in.
Yeah. You're in blue judogi this time. I think she's been accustomed, because she was the number 2 seed, so she was in white judogi all the time.
That's true.
And up into the final. Sorry, you're not the number 1 seed. You have to wear blue.
And the first passivity penalty goes to Babulfath of Sweden in blue. You can see a lot of drop silnagis here from both sides. It's a little far for that seonagi, but both are trying.
A little over half the contest still to come. Just a single Shido against Tara Babrufat, so nothing really in it.
I see what she's trying to do. It's just, it's a little bit of far entry. Her hips are not in.
I wonder if she can work something on the ground now. No, referee's called Mate. You didn't see that one developing into anything. No, just missed the top half there. It was looking good initially, but having to reset has given the French girl a chance to get tighter in defense. Strong on the top half. It's not really strong enough. If the leg came out, she'd be able to turn from there fairly easily, I think. And it doesn't look as though the leg is coming out, so we're probably going to have Mate any second now. Good defense,
yes,
on the ground.
It's been a while that they've been down there.
Yeah, good score.
Well, that's what she did in the previous round to get into the final. It's definitely what we expect from Chuk.
Gold medalist, Pauline Gould from France. Congratulations.
Reverse seonagi.
From Sweden, Tara Babrufat.
Yeah, she caught her really well here. It was a heavy landing at the end as well.
We're getting ready now for the award ceremony of men under 50 kilograms.
A nice finish to this under 44 kilograms category by Ippon, no less.
Which brings us neatly now to the awarding ceremony for the boys in the under 50 kilo category. The medals are going to be presented by European Judo Union Vice President, Mr. Michael Vahun. The athletes are lined up and ready. Now let's go down and there you are. There's the lineup.
And now, award ceremony for men under 50 kilograms. Presenting the medals, Mr. Michael Vahun, EGU Vice President. Third place, bronze medalist, representing Azerbaijan,
The first of the bronze medals goes to Kola Sebastian of Hungary. The bronze medal also for Babarahim Mirzaev of Azerbaijan. Silver medal goes to Daniil Mustafin of Russia. The gold medal goes to Kayal Hassanov of Azerbaijan.
The flowers will be presented by Mr. Zos Tigmers, LC President.
Well, at least we got one of the Kolar brothers on the podium.
Yes,
given that they're identical twins, he could have said, look, I've won it, but I tell you what, you go up there and you get the medal.
Right. And nobody can
no one's going to know.
No, and plus you're going to
And
share that medal at
yeah,
home anyway.
At least you feel as though, you know, you've been on the podium. How's that then? You know,
That's a smart idea.
That's what your identical twin would do. And now the national anthem of Azerbaijan.
And I would like to invite the officials for the family photo.
Yeah, there's normally a lineup with the winners and the two presenters. And then once that's done, we'll just have the four athletes up there. Have a shot of them.
Well, they're pleased.
And
to
they
be
can
up
take
there.
they can take the masks off. And the reason for that is they've spent all day fighting against each other, so there's only the four of them up there, so why
Right.
not?
Makes sense, right?
And well, you know, we have had photographs with the athletes with masks on, and you can't tell who's there, can you?
right.
So it's rather pointless, given that they're standing there, there's no one else around them, there's all the social distancing.
Right.
You may as well have a photograph with the masks off, and then when you're finished, you put your masks back on.
And for them, it's an important memory to have.
Yeah. Yeah, you could hold up that photograph later on and say, well, that's not you. Could be anybody up there with that mask on.
Men under 50 kilograms. And now we continue with the next.
Right, we're on with the action then. We move to the under 55 kilo category, the first of the bronze medal contest. And on mat number one, we've got Lasha Bagashvili of Georgia. He's up against Kirill Vitkuski of Belarus. But here on mat number two, we're going to be watching the contest between Nazar Viskov of Ukraine. He's going to be up against Vincenzo Manfrelotti of Italy. It'll be Viskov in the white judogi, Manfrelotti in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Jans de Bruin of Belgium. Sorry, Holland.
Holland.
The Netherlands. My mistake. The brain, I just, you know, automatically went for the Belgians, but it is the Netherlands. My sincere apologies to all Dutch viewers.
Well, it's been a long day, and many
there's no-
nationalities to deal with.
Well, it's very nice of you to say, but there's no excuse for that when it's written down in front of me. So
Well,
I should have got that one. I am so sorry. Jans de Bruin of the Netherlands. There you go.
all right, here we have Nazar Viskov from Ukraine in blue and Vincenzo Manfrelotti, in blue and Viskov in white. in this weight category, we have 28 players. Like I was saying earlier, it seems like the higher the weight category, the more participants. It could be pure coincidence.
I think that as you get towards 73 kilos, you'll peak, and then it starts to go back down the other way. It certainly is the case in seniors, in senior judo competitions. 60, 66. You already they're more 66 than 60, and they're more 73.
Right.
And then by the time you get to 81, you've kind of plateaued. Oh, attempt on the shimmy was it's across the face. The referee spots that.
I'm glad the referee spotted quickly, because sometimes they let it go on and could just end up with a submission. That's not deserved. Also, these let's see, these boys must have had a good number of fights coming this way. I think that's their fourth fight for the bronze medal. So each one had 3 prior fights to this. And you can see here, Viskov is trying that Okuriri Jimmy, but he's got to be careful not putting the forearm in front of his opponent's jaw.
Just to tell you that down on mat number 1 in the under 55 kilo category, the other bronze medal contest, it's the Belarusian Kirill Vitosky, who's won over Lasha Bagashvili, defeated the Georgian there.
All right, and here on mat 2, they have given an Ippon, and Manfredotti is gesturing. What is that? I can't believe it. Or
Winner of the bronze medal.
I guess he's devastated.
Congratulations on the bronze medal.
That's
Yeah, Viskov decided, well, I can't do anything to help him. I better go off, hadn't I?
well, let's have a look at that action, which was Morote Silnagi and Daiki Wakari. I guess you could call it that.
What's the problem? He already had Wazari. He only needed a
Right.
second Wazari for the score,
Exactly.
and that was enough.
That looks to me like a bazaar.
Yeah, well, I shall ask him what the problem was.
Yeah, we're ready for the final men under 55 kilograms. Official referee from Croatia has been
Well, it looks like Manfredotti is really upset at that loss. Maybe he felt that the second Wazari, he didn't really land on the side, but from the video, it looks like there was a score. So now, unfortunately, he's out and without a medal, but I'm sure he'll do better next time. We have to move to the final of this weight category. And it is a match between Samuel Makitarian of Russia, who is in white, and Islam Rahimov from Azerbaijan in blue. Both have exhibited some nice judo techniques in the early rounds. And there should be a nice, exciting match. Both are big throwers, so we can expect some kind of technical win here. So the Russian boy is quick to Newaza, trying to set up his favorite technique. He's getting the turnover and trying to change his angle. We have seen Rahimov trying Sutemi Waza various times with good success in the early rounds. Just a minute into this final match. Well, Sheldon, it looked like Manfredotti was really upset earlier.
Yeah, and there are times when you can approach an athlete and, you know, just put the situation across and explain, you know, how things have worked out. But I just felt that this wasn't the right time.
Well, you might be right
Well,
about that.
with Manfredotti. I thought, well, I better leave him to sort himself out. It just really wasn't the right time. However, both the coaches were there. Zero complaints from them. They said, "Yeah, absolutely, that was Ari."
Like you said earlier, I think looking at here, Manfredotti was in this category of missing out on this. Well, yeah, well, actually, he lost in this quarterfinal. No, semifinal. Sorry. So he lost the semifinal and then lost the bronze medal.
Oh dear, I didn't mean to jinx him. However, it was a topic of conversation that was a possibility, that could happen, that you would get this close and then come away with nothing. What we hadn't taken into consideration was that it would happen to the #1 seed. So here was a situation where Vincenzo Manfredotti came in to the competition as the #1 seed.
That's true.
Ended up in the semi-final, lost the semi-final, and then lost the bronze medal contest. So that really is, you know, the worst of the worst that could happen.
So I think it's understandable why he felt so devastated, given the position that he came in. So close, yet so far.
Well, I've got bad news for Gabor Aron of Hungary in the under 60 kilo category, because he was the #1 seed. He lost his semi-final. He's now in the bronze medal contest. So we could have two in that situation.
Well, I hope for his sake he gets to do a little better.
Yeah, I've got nothing against his opponent. I just hope it doesn't happen to Gabor. He's a really nice young boy, so good luck to him. And we have no score in this contest. We're into the last minute. Mkhitaryan has picked up 2 penalties. It's Murat Khabachirov is the coach in the chair, although as one of the coaches, I have seen...
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah, Murat Khabachirov is a good boy.
From the days he was competing.
Yeah, I have seen on the list Flora Mkhitaryan, who was a really good competitor herself. I'd like to think she was about 63 or 70 kilos. I don't know. I can't really remember Flora Mkhitaryan. I'll have to look that up. But she's on the coaches list.
Oh, that's got to be a score. A very slow turn of Sumigaishi.
And with only half a minute left, he could close it out from here. And he hasn't picked up a penalty.
Mkhitaryan's really trying hard to do his newaza. He's very fluid, transition from all angles. You can see his attempts for arm lock, for strangles. So they're came in at a strange angle and gets the Vazari.
He can backpedal now, can't he? He can false attack, if you like. He's done all the hard work.
Again, we're in this situation with just like a few seconds left, and the Vazari ahead for one player. And now, well, it doesn't matter now because Mahimov is through, and he's got the gold medal. Well, Mkhitaryan has to settle for silver, which is still a very good result. So that was a little bit of a clever sacrifice technique Rahimov pulled off against his opponent. So first place goes to Islam Rahimov of Azerbaijan. And second place goes to Samuel Mkhitaryan of Russia, with 2 third places going to Vygotsky of Belarus and Vyskov of Ukraine.
All nice and tidy then, and brings us neatly after the replay to the awarding ceremony for the girls in the under 44 kilo category. They'll be lining up there for you shortly, and that Mkhitaryan I was telling you about, Flora Mkhitaryan, I was trying to find out which weight category. I said it was 63 or 70. I don't know. I'll have to have a look and see.
Bronze medalist, World Championships for juniors.
Under 78 was even a bit heavier than I thought. I thought it was 63 or 70. Anyway, the athletes are lined up and coming on to the podium for the presentation in the under 44 kilo category. The medals will be presented by EJU Vice President, Mr. Otto Kneitinger. The first of the bronze medals goes to Nurtan Dogrusoy of Turkey. There's a bronze medal also for Helen Habib of Germany.
Silver medalist representing Sweden, Tara Babulfak.
Silver medal goes to Tara Babulfak of Sweden.
And congratulations to the gold medalist, the new European champion of women under 44 kilograms, representing France, Pauline Cook.
But the gold medal goes to Pauline Cook of France.
Presenting the flowers, Miss Dina Vixna, Riga City Council Head of Sports and Youth Administration.
So, we've had 50, 55, 40, 44. We've got 2 more weight categories
Yes,
left to bring you.
under 48 and under 60 kilograms.
That's it.
Well, France brought 20 players to the tournament, 10 boys and 10 girls. And now they're going to play the national anthem of France.
Thank you. Congratulations to all medalists. And now I'd like to invite the officials for a family photo.
I was just looking at the makeup of the Russian team, and in the under 55 kilo category we had Samuel Mkhitaryan, yeah, and on the coaches list we had Flora Mkhitaryan, but the spelling is different by one letter. So we can leave out any relationship there then. Although Mkhitaryan, that does suggest that that is a family name, a surname from Armenia. It's normally where you hear that name.
I see. That'll be I don't know about the Russian last names. It's not like Chinese, you have like 50 million ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no chance of any relation there. Right, okay, very quickly we'll do the introductions for the bronze medal contest in the under 48 kilo category. Down on mat number 1, it's Victoria Slazok of Poland. She's up against Asia Sassi of Italy. And on mat number 2, it's Robert Sorkin of Israel. He's up against German Kobets of Russia. Sorkin in the white judogi, Kobets in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one. What is it that we're watching then here? Under 48 kilo category.
That's correct.
Haven't we got? Yeah, so why haven't we got? Oh, we missed one. Yeah, we missed one.
So we have.
Oh, I read the mat number 1, the upcoming contest. Right, so Slazok and Sassi we've already introduced. Let's introduce properly on mat number 2 then Sofia Mazzola of Italy and Seyma Yildirim of Turkey. It's Mazzola in the white judogi, Yildirim in blue. And now we can come properly to the referee, who is Marian Halash of Romania. Lincoln.
Well, now we have seen Mazzola earlier, and she's a feisty fighter here. Likes to take that right hand stance, and gets taken down quickly. I think she was trying an action and just kind of falls on her back. We didn't see too much of the girl Yildirim from Turkey.
No, that's right. You didn't.
This is definitely a fight of two players. Oh, opposite stance, and also Togari from Yildirim, who had that arm stretched out, came across with that leg, hooking on to Mazzola's left leg, and continue with the rotation for that also Togari. So that's Wazari on the board for Yildirim in blue. Well, that puts the pressure on the Italian girl Mazzola.
Oh, nice turn. I like that for a score myself. Didn't see the landing.
I felt that could be something, you know.
So did I. My initial feeling was that was well taken over. The landing, well, no, there's a score on the board, isn't there? Unless she'd already had a Wazari.
That was from the Osotogari.
So that was previously.
Yes.
So Yildirim looking strong here because she was the one who was looking for a second score.
Oh,
And now
nice
he's given
pop.
one up. That's right at the feet of the referee.
So 2 drop Seonagis in a row. First one was a little bit shallow, but second one came in nice with a good pop. So halfway into the match, Mazzola just removed a lot of pressure from herself, not being under by a Wazari. Yildirim is having trouble with that sleeve grip.
Seems to have slowed down now. Just losing the tempo of the contest. And she's not careful. We'll pick up a penalty for passivity, just falling off the pace here.
So 1 minute to go on this mat, and 1 minute to go on mat 1-2.
There's no score down there between Zalak and Sassi.
Oh, that looked like could be something. Or Mazzola just kind of fell on her back by herself. Was there control from Yildirim?
They want to have a look at the last action. So they've called Mate in order to have a look at that last action. And they decided that was worth a second score. So Wazari, Awazete Ipon. Yildirim not hanging around. A hand slap and off she went. In the meantime, Zalak has scored Wazari down at on map 1.
Straight into Tate Shugatami, and
to take the contest down there.
So that was the Osotogari from earlier. Very low finish with that. Came across. And this is the drop Seonagi from Mazzola. I scored the Wazari for herself. So no luck for the Italian girls in both categories. The bronze medal goes to Yildirim of Turkey, and the other bronze medal goes to Sladzok of Poland. And we're going to see the final between Vanessa Tolea of Romania in white and Eden Valieva of Azerbaijan in blue. I believe that's the first Romanian player we have seen all day in the contest for a medal.
Yeah, the only other Romanian to make it into a medal contest was Marian Halash, and he was the referee. So
well, that counts. They are in the center of the mat after all.
I could see you. I could see you holding your breath for a moment, thinking, "Oh my goodness, I missed one."
I was gonna look it up.
Yeah, but
I
no,
was like,
it's okay. He was just a referee. He got there. And speaking of referees,
who is this?
Thomas Jukl of Slovakia. He's the referee in the middle for this one.
Okay. Wow. Romania has had some pretty strong lightweight players for the women in recent years. I don't know if that translates to the cadet as well.
Yes, they did have 48, 52, 57 people that you could say had made it onto the big stage. I suppose there's none. Well, you're not going to get bigger than an Olympic champion,
Right.
are you, Alina Dumitru? And then Corina Coprioriu in London was a silver medalist in 57.
Mm.
So yeah, they've had a few.
No score and no penalty. So these two are managing it well, passing the first minute and a half.
I shouldn't have left out Andrea Kitsu as well, but we're talking about
That's true.
we're talking about really Olympic medal
Right.
winners. And I'm sure she's up there as far as Grand Slams, Grand Prix, maybe even continental
Right.
championships, and maybe even world bronze medalist. I don't know.
I may remember something like that.
So I'll have a look and see. Would have been with the greatest of respect, a good few years ago. He's been around for a while, anyhow.
So it seems like Vanessa Tolea is a national cadet champion in Romania and also medaled as a junior.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Andrea Kitsu in Chelyabinsk. That was back in 2014.
Mm.
So why would I have that in mind? I shall find out. Goodness me, we sold her short. 2 silver medals at the World Championships and a bronze medal as well. I was just thinking about the bronze medal, and she was a silver medalist in 2014 at Chelyabinsk, so that's why it came to mind.
So 3 medals from the World Championships and
Yeah.
5th place finish. Not bad. Really, really good.
Yeah. And that's before we've had a look at continental championships, which were twice European champion. Once in, well, the reason for Chelyabinsk was she was European champion in Chelyabinsk, so that was in 2012. And then she won the European Games in Baku in 2015. So Lincoln Hahn's point about Romania having had good lightweight competitors, we just mentioned 3 there. There are others as well.
Right.
But we just mentioned the 3 big guns, if you like.
Well, it's worth mentioning Tolea. This is probably her last European Cadet Championships. She had taken the 5th and 7th place in the prior participation, if I am informed correctly. And,
Big Ojihari there, right-sided. And she had the arm going around the back as well. That's always dangerous. But maybe just that little bit high up, because you then really rely on the leg. Whereas if it's lower down,
Right.
you start to control a little bit more of the body rather than just guide them. Unless you can get up in the collar, up and around the collar.
yeah, you gotta really get the upper body to fall back.
Yeah.
Well, that's Valieva's looking for a big pickup from there, and switch direction.
Yeah,
with
scored.
Ochigari.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, she controlled the upper body. And 3 seconds to go. It's going to be extremely difficult.
It's amazing. Valieva scored with the Ochigari. There were 6 seconds left, and she got up, you know, celebrating, and and now she's back to the start point. There's still 3 seconds left to go. She's not going to get to grips with her, but, you know, it ain't over until it's over.
That's true. And Tolea looks disappointed to have lost that.
You would be right at the death when you went in there as the favourite as well, I suppose.
If it's any reconciliation that she has the medal in her pocket now after previous attempts without.
Yeah, 5 and a 7 and now a 3, so, or 7, a 5 and a 3. So at least she has left the cadet stage with a bronze medal at the European Cadet Championships. That's no mean feat. Well done to her, but lovely work from Aidan Valieva to come away with the gold medal in the under 48 kilo category. Right, so now that we've wrapped that up, we've got the awarding ceremony for the boys in the 55 kilo category. Just having a look to see who's going to be doing the presentation of the medals down there. I think it's going to be a former world champion, Jane Bridge. She gets to do the medal presentations. Yeah, I should give her a proper title, not just former world champion, but the current European Judo Union vice president. Right, the first of the bronze medals goes to Viskov of Ukraine. And to Vitursky of Belarus. Silver medal goes to Samuel Mkhitaryan of Russia, but the gold medal goes to Islam Rahimov of Azerbaijan. Sorry if I was a little bit delayed in getting the names to you. I'd like to have them in time with the medals going around their neck, but some of the names are too long to fit on our sheet, and there was one in particular where they had a little icon that you click on to look at the contest, and it went straight over the name. Most unfortunate. And I hadn't been following them with the written sheets. It's always good when you write everything in. Anyway, we're going to have another opportunity to hear the national anthem of Azerbaijan.
Thank you. Now invite the officials for a family photo.
Right, well, that went fairly quickly, didn't it, Lincoln? We've got one more weight category to come, because we've had the women's under 48 kilo category. That will be the next medal presentation. Then we've got the last weight category the contest in the last weight category, and that is the boys under 60 kilo category, where there are 3 names that I want to take a look at here. We won't be, we're watching the contests on mat number 2, but down on mat number 1 it'll be Robert Sorkin of Israel to go up against German Cadet of Russia, and then the bronze medal here on mat number 2, that will be Zahir Agazada of Azerbaijan to go up against the number 1 seed Gabor Aron of Hungary. The referees are taking to the mat. Martina Progmet is the referee in the middle for this contest. She's from Croatia. We were talking about her father earlier on, Anto Progmet, who was a former International Judo Federation A licensed referee, father and daughter combination, and then we spoke about the father combination of Tonino and Roberto.
That's right.
Chielio. There's another one for you, but anyway, it'll be Agazada in the white judogi, Gabor in blue. So we've seen a bit of Gabor today because we were following that. What are your thoughts on the Hungarian up against Agazada, given that we've seen so much success for the Azeri lightweight players already? They've taken both the gold medals. They've taken the gold medal in the under 50 kilo category, and they took the gold medal in the under 55 kilo category. Are they going to make it 3 for 3, do you think?
I think Gabor has shown that he has good defense against difficult players, and you know, he could pull off something, but definitely Agazada has very explosive and nice technique, and it'll be a good matchup.
And even if they miss out on a medal here, they're guaranteed of a medal because they're in the final.
That's right.
Of the under 60 kilo category. That will be really, if they make it 3 for 3. There could be 3 medals. There could be 4 if Agazada wins here.
Well, this will be the second Azeri Gabor has to fight today, because he lost the semifinal to Zayev, who is also from Azerbaijan.
We shall see them in the upcoming contest. So here we are, ready to get underway. He makes his way slowly to the middle of the tatami, eventually comes up with a bow, and just as slow a bow to referee and his opponent, and we get underway now. Let's have a look and see how Gabor copes with this one.
Oh, that was that's
Yeah, he gives up a score there.
reversal right away.
He looked strong there, didn't he? He went in for that attack. He blocked it fairly easily, and then he began the counter. And Gabor didn't have an answer to it. He can't
another one.
stop with the hands.
Oh, well, he stopped that, and now he's on the offense for the Niwaza.
Might want to take a bit of time on the ground and just take the steam out of him if you can, because he looks super strong, doesn't he? Agazada. He gets him again.
Wow.
And unfortunately, that I have to say was a fairly straightforward win, wasn't it? Poor old.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, you know, Agazada is explosive, and it shows here.
Well, Gabor Aron came here as the number 1 seed, and it's unfortunate that he's going to leave empty-handed. Is another one of those ones who got to the semi-final, lost the semi-final, gets in the bronze medal contest, loses the bronze medal contest, and happened to be number 1 seed.
Right, we were just talking about this earlier.
It just fell apart for him.
Very unfortunate. So
I'm afraid.
Just replay, cross grip, getting around.
This is the 2nd score, isn't it? He's already got Rosario
Freeing
on the
that
board.
sleeve hand, comes across under, and like a Sumigaishi.
Yeah, muscled him over, didn't he? Right, we're going to go down to mat number 1. We'll join the contest between Sorkin in the white judogi and his opponent from Russia. That is Cadet in blue. Sorkin was going great guns until he, in that quarter-final.
He's shown some very consistent Newaza skill throughout the day, but his opponent is also very good on the ground, as well as in Tachiwaza.
Worst contest to lose. The bronze medal contest. So close to coming up with something.
Mm. Well, Sorkin is really working on that arm from the bottom position.
So they are going to end up with 4 medals then. Azerbaijan, because they're guaranteed a medal in the final. We just don't know what colour it's going to be. But they just picked up their 3rd medal here with a bronze medal in the under 60 kilo category, having taken the gold medal in the under 50 and the under 55.
Well, that's a strong start for the first day for them.
Yeah, there's no doubt who's going to top the medal table then. At the end of day 1, Azerbaijan, because they picked up a gold medal in the under 48 kilo category with Aidan Valieva. So piling them up, and they're still in the final of the under 60 kilo category. Just one arm, I think that was.
That was interesting.
Just wants to make sure that it wasn't both arms. The referee, he's keen to give. Murat Kabachirov, and they're just asking the Israeli coach, who was asked to leave the coach's chair earlier on, to stop coaching from the stands. He got found out. Well, he was sitting there all on his own, wasn't he? If he'd sat further off, he would have been okay, but he was so obvious. And there is a coach in the chair.
Aha.
I think they rumbled him and said, right, off you go. 40 odd seconds left to go.
Well, that's a diagonal turnover we often see in competitions that the Russian boy is trying to do.
Yeah, well, there was a moment when the referee was looking to give Cadet a penalty for the bear hug. And they have now given him that penalty.
With a bit of delay. Oh, that's...
yeah,
big.
and a score with 20 odd seconds left to go. So dear, oh dear, what a time to give up a score. He's going to find it so difficult to pull that back. There's very little time left to go.
So big Soto Makikomi.
Sorkin also does not have a penalty. Having said that, he picks one up for that false attack. 15 seconds is not long enough to pick up 2 more. He may step off the competition area. Got to lift him up here. No, he goes over again.
That is flat on the back.
He ran it, you know, he took the risk.
Harai Makikomi for the Ippon on the second throw. It's a good reaction from Sorkin.
So, Israel have one athlete on the podium already. They may have a second. But I think what we're guaranteed of is 2 Azeris and 2 Israelis on the podium.
That's true.
Because we've already got Zahir Agazada, he's on there. We've now got Robert Sorkin from Israel, so there's already an Israeli and an Azeri on the podium, and the final is between Aydin Zayev of Azerbaijan. He's up against Jonathan Vexler of Israel. So we're going to end up with 2 Azeris and 2 Israelis. The referee in the middle for this one is Stefan Newbury of Great Britain. It'll be Rizaev in the white judogi, Vexler in blue. Where's your money on this one then? Lincoln, where's your money on this one?
Well, it's hard to say, you know. I know that you were saying earlier, Vexler came to you and said he will be on the podium, and now here he is guaranteed a spot on the podium. It's just a matter of the color of the medal. So he's determined to win, but you also have the strong Azeri boy, Zayev, who, from what I have seen, because I've been following the top half of the pools, you know, it could be either way, really. But I just have to see. I think Zayev is a very slick player, and he could catch people when they least expect.
Rizaev is the number 7 seed, by the way, and Vexler is the number 2 seed.
Well, they're both top 8.
Yep. Just that little bit shorter than his Azeri opponent. At the moment, he's beating him to the attacks. They're not the best. They're being blocked, but you're just piling them up. 23 seconds. You've got to make sure that they're strong and they're determined, and they're not false attacks. Rizaev can't afford to just sit back here and wait. Neat little Ojigari effort. There's no score there. That was just a turnover.
Yeah, they were already on the ground.
It's possible that Rizaev may pick up a penalty here for passivity if he can't come up with an attack in this cycle. And Vexler's been pretty good at getting in the attacks first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ouchi to Tayotoshi combination. Got entry, just misses the pull on the sleeve.
Time to work on the ground here. Yeah, I think it's high time for the passivity here. I'm really sorry, but you just can't keep sitting back and waiting for something to happen.
That's right.
Mm. Oh, that was so close to the Sakeshi. Almost had him there. Half the contest gone. Another little Ochi. Tayotoshi. Yep. Missed with that Yoko Sutemi waza. So that's the angle that Zayev is looking at.
Oh, nice entry with the leg for the Soto. Skipped over that Tayotoshi. Once again, Uchimata. Oh,
No, not quite.
very agile.
Yeah.
Wexler is.
Time to step it up now, Vexler. I know he's been trying hard, but there's just a hint here that Rizaev is tiring. And you can see it from the body language. But he's slow to get back to his feet. Yes, good push. I think that he's had some difficulty making the weight. He's tall, he's very tall for the weight. He's very, very lean. And all of a sudden, in this last minute, he looks as though he might be struggling here.
Yeah, he's definitely slow to get up each time.
And it's harder to keep. See, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in that Ojigari effort.
No.
He's going to have to try and steamroll him here now, Vexler. Hopefully he's got enough power in the tank. Yep. Yeah, over he goes.
That's a Vasari.
Yep. And there's only half a minute left to go.
Okay, he's got a Senkaku. Wow, that's an interesting turn of fate.
He can afford now, having not picked up a penalty. Oh, yes! Terrific score with only 7 seconds left on the board. What a comeback.
That we haven't really seen that all day.
But he can hardly get to his feet. That's the only problem. And now we're going to go into golden score. Great bit of work. Yeah, thanks for coming.
That was a
Off you
shock.
go. Yeah, well, you know, you've been remonstrating with the referee all the time. And it's no good remonstrating even further. You've been asked to leave. You are here by invitation.
Well, I think this is the first match I've seen where the player pulled off a score in the last 10 seconds of the match.
That was a really good score by Rizaev as well. Right-sided Satemiwaza, just at the right time. Just when it looked as though it was getting away. This is a good piece of work as well from Vexler to work in Iwaza, because it's very, very difficult for him to defend her. There's the Osai Komi. I don't think he's got any control over him any longer, so the referee's called Tokita. Vexler's back up on his feet. Rizaev still kneeling down. He's looking up at the sky, looking for some inspiration from somewhere. Here comes Vexler again. Can't quite claim that as his attack, but he's going to keep working on the ground. He's just overpowering him here.
You can see
He's going to get this leg out.
Is getting a little bit tired
Yep.
here.
Out comes the leg. Just needs to pull him onto his back now. He lost control. Didn't have the top half. But it's not looking good for Rizaev. Just that the strength has gone out of him. Chance on top again. And he's missed it. And all of this is just eating up energy from Rizaev, having to fight Vexler off. If he takes this, he's going to erupt. He's a very, very vocal character. He will let out a huge yell. Yeah, it's just too much for him at the moment now. And that didn't look that clever, did it?
No.
Got to get past the leg.
It looks like just a drop, and he's
Yeah,
really
past the leg, he's
danger.
finished.
Yeah,
It's all over.
oh, he got out for
Yeah.
a momentarily.
And he trapped the leg. Tatisho Gatami this time. Harder. Kazuri Tatisho Gatami. And this time, he's not moving from there. Trap the legs. Spread. Done. He's already held him. He's already scored the
Well,
one Wazari.
it was a good fight. Both did really well, and good finish.
Power. That's what did for Rizaev in the end. Early on, he looked really strong. Vexler was having difficulty even getting close to him.
Right.
It was like hitting, you know, a brick wall. And then bit by bit, he started getting through and getting in good attacks. Eventually came up with the score. It was from the depths of his, you know, the belly that he pulled off the counter
Right.
to come up with a tying score.
And that was the right timing too, because his opponent gave him the
It was
opportunity.
7 seconds. It was so close, but he was just being drained of power, and to have to go into the golden score, that really did for him.
I think that's the first gold medal for Israel today.
A terrific effort from Rizaev, and what a great result for Azerbaijan. 5 medals, because they had a gold medal in the under 48 kilo category. Was it 48 that they took the gold medal?
I think so.
And then in every one, Aidan Valieva took the gold medal in the under 48 kilo category, and then they had 50, 55 and 2 medals in the under 60. So a really great day. It's unfortunate that it should have ended for them with Rizaev losing in the final, but to be honest, Wexler had the beating of him. He was clever. He worked really well, and he never stopped going, did he?
No.
And his power never seemed to wane. He really came up with a good effort in the end. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the girls in the under 48 kilo category. I'll just have a look over to see who it is that's going to be presenting. It's the European Judo Union General Treasurer, Todd Laszlo of Hungary. He's going to present the medals. The first of the bronze medals goes to Samia Yildirim of Turkey. There's a bronze medal also for Victoria Slazok of Poland. I'm sure we got that right, haven't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
The silver medal goes to Vanessa Tolja of Romania. The gold medal goes to Aidan Valieva of Azerbaijan. I think for the under 60 kilo category, I'm going to look at it in a better format. Yeah, I've got it now. Okay, that's a better look. How's that?
Oh yes, much better.
Yeah, I'll do it. Well, we know that not everyone stays around for all the awarding ceremonies, but for those of you who are going to rush off and do something else, grab something else, we just want to remind you that tomorrow we start an hour earlier. We'll start at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
That's right.
On day 2. We're going to stay here and listen not only to the Azeri national anthem one more time, but we'll be back for one more awarding ceremony. Now the national anthem of Azerbaijan. Well, I like the Azeri national anthem, but Rizaev didn't win, so we won't be hearing it again. Not today, anyway.
Not today, but they did take the top spot in
Yes,
the medal table.
without a doubt. They've been the top performing country on this opening day. A gold in the under 48 kilo category, 50 and 55, and then a silver in the under 60 kilo category. So that was pretty good performance. And now there's a chance for the 4 athletes to have what they call the family picture. I think the family picture is when you've got the guests there as well. After that, it's just the athletes photograph. Well, the athletes in the under 60 kilo category will have had a chance to change into their gi, because, well, one of them would have had to have changed out of white into blue. I'll tell you the story behind that.
Okay.
One day, well, whilst we're waiting for the presentation party to come up, at the 2009 World Championships in Rotterdam, the Senior World Championships, we had to wait for the Japanese athlete to change from his blue judo gi into white judo gi, because he said we don't do presentations in blue judo, only in white. And then it meant that everyone on the podium was in white. And I said to Vlad Marinovsky, that looks really good, doesn't it? Look how nice they all look. He said,
Right.
From now on, we're going to do that. And then that's how it happened.
Oh, really?
As simple as that.
Wow.
And since that time, we've only ever had people in white judogi on the podium, apart from the Olympic Games, where they do their own thing and they have them in national tracksuits.
Right.
I like the judogi
Me
myself.
too. I think, represents the sport very well.
Right, let's go down to the far end of the competition hall to watch the awarding ceremony for the boys, in the under 60 kilo category. Don't go anywhere, because immediately after the Israeli national anthem, we'll have a wrap-up, Lincoln Hahn and myself, of all that went on today. The first of the bronze medals goes to... Have we got the right people here? Yeah, sorry. Zahir Agazada of Azerbaijan. There's a bronze medal also for Robert Sorkin of Israel. The silver medal goes to Aydin Rizayev of Azerbaijan. But the gold medal goes to Yehonatan Vexler of Israel, who told me this morning, I'm going to be on the podium. Well, he didn't tell me exactly where on the podium he was going to be, but we can see he's signaling there that he's number 1, and he's standing on the number 1 spot as well. What a performance from him. And we will be chatting to him tomorrow. He'll come up and
He looks relieved.
have a chat with us, yeah.
He looks very...
He might come and have a chat with us now, I don't know, and we can drag him up here. Do they do doping? Doping control? I don't know. I mean, if I waved at him, he'd be up here like a shot, I better not, because we've got our own wrap-up to do, but we'll catch him. We'll catch him for tomorrow. And now the national anthem of Israel. Well, that was quite a day. We've got time enough for the pictures, and then as they are finishing off with the pictures, Lincoln Hahn and myself will have a review then of what happened today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that we will be okay with laptops if we need access to them. There's no reason why we shouldn't have them if we need something. Right. And we can start, I suppose. Well, why don't we just go through the categories as we saw them, and we'll pick out anyone who was outstanding. We'll see what you can remember. We do the girls first, and then we'll finish off with the boys. We had 3 weight categories for girls, 3 for boys. We ended up with 2. I don't know what happened to the 48 kilo category. There it is. Right, okay, so let's take a look. We had the smallest of the weight categories. That was the under 40 kilo category. That went to Russia. Standout. I like the Ukrainian matchup.
Yes,
The bronze medal contest, where unfortunately they both had to go head to head. That was unfortunate. And then it was the surprise package from Ukraine that came out as the winner.
right.
Not Super Sun.
And that really made an impression on me because she was on a green belt.
Yeah.
And she pulled off a good technique for the win. But I think the strongest was definitely the winner, Yakovenko from Russia.
That was in the under 40 kilo category. And then when we got to the final of the under 44 kilo category, we had the number 1 seed up against the number 2 seed. That really did work out well, didn't it? Cook and Babelfaf.
Right.
And I was impressed with the Swedish fighter all day.
Yeah, she did some good judo, and she fell to Chukov France in the end. But Chuk has been doing nice judo all day, both standing and on the ground. So it's good to see.
These were the 2 outstanding fighters in the under 44 kilo category. We lost the Hungarian early on. She really didn't feature. The number 1 seed, Mamiria Luca.
Right.
And then the Sassi, the Italian, she finished up in and around the medal places. But
yeah, we had 2 Italians for the bronze medals, and they both took 5th places, and that's just a little bit unfortunate for Italy.
But the gold medal went to Aidan Valieva, who, she was following on that 50 and 55 kilo category that from the boys, with the Azeris winning and taking a gold medal for Azerbaijan in the under 48 kilo category. That was really impressive.
That is, they had a total of 6 medals for Azerbaijan.
Yeah, excellent showing from them. It was Vanessa Tolia of Romania.
Yes.
In the final, and we were talking about the Romanians, how well, the kind of history they've got in lightweight judo.
Right.
And they came up with a good result in the under 48 kilo
and that's
category today.
That's her first and last medal for the Cadet European Championships. Because
did you say that she was 7th and 5th?
7th and 5th in the previous years, and finally she's 17 years old, and this is her last event. She can conclude it with a medal in her pocket.
Right, so let's take a look at what happened with the boys then in the under 50 kilo category. Maybe you can just remind us of, was it Hassanov?
Yes.
Kayat Hassanov. He started seeded. I think he was
Number 3?
Number 3. No, number 4. Because you get 2, 3,
Right.
1 and 4. So the number 4 seed then, Hassanov. He saw, well, we didn't feature the French boy at all, Martineau.
No.
Went out fairly early, and then it was Hassanov who managed to come through to take the gold medal. We had the interesting situation of the 2 Kolar brothers, the identical twins from Hungary, ending up fighting each other for a bronze, and Kolar won.
Well, they both won. One
Right.
brother won, the other one won too.
In the under 55 kilo category, maybe you can tell us how that one.
Well, that we had.
That was another Azeri gold medal winner.
Well, it is, and we had the number 1 Vincenzo Manfredotti, who came in strong, but unfortunately had the double loss in the semifinal,
and then in the bronze medal match. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Devastating, and he was really upset. You can see, from his emotion and reaction, that was really impacting him a lot, the loss.
Yeah, he was the second number 1 seed, I think, to. Oh no, because the other number 1 was Gabor in the under 60 kilo category. So he was the first of them of the number 1 seeds to lose in the semi-final, lose in the bronze medal contest, and be and number 1 seed. And then it happened again with Gabor Aron, the Hungarian, the under 60 in the under 60 kilo category. Gold medal then for Islam Rahimov of Azerbaijan, beating Samuel Mkhitaryan of Russia in the final. And then we've got one more weight category, and we've already gone through Gabor Aron, the number 1 seed, losing in the semi-final and losing the bronze medal contest. That was unfortunate, but the standout performance in a very, very interesting and tight final by the number 2 seed, Jonathan Wexler of Israel. Really impressive.
Yeah, he really did stand out in a field of 32 players, and he showed nice judo until the end, outconditioning the Azeri opponent, Zayev. They were down Bazari each, and he kept his composure, continued to persist and press forward.
I just felt that with about 40, maybe 50 seconds left to go in the contest, there were visible signs of the Azeri losing power and beginning to drain. And I think in the end, he just didn't have enough to keep the Israeli off, who was just, fitter and stronger than him in the end. Not necessarily outplaying him for technique, but he kept up a really, really good rate of attacks that made it very difficult for Rizaev to finish him off early. And because he couldn't finish him off early, the longer it went into the contest, the better things looked for Wexler, until in the end it was just a matter of time before the Israeli overpowered him and finished him off really well. So good performance from him.
It was impressive to see these Israeli boys pulling off.
Because there was a second medal for Sorkin as well,
especially
Robert
with
Sorkin,
their niwaza, very persistent, very consistent too on the ground. So good job to them, and I think that's Israel placed definitely in the top 6 today.
We could have a quick look there.
I think it comes to first.
Yeah, they were third. Because they picked up a gold and a bronze. And there was we'll just go through the medal table then quickly. 3 gold medals for Azerbaijan, a silver and 2 bronze. Russia managed to pick up a gold and 2 silver. Israel, a gold and a bronze medal, and there was a gold medal for France as well. There'll be more medals on offer tomorrow when we come back for day 2 of competition at the European Cadet Championships here in Riga and Latvia. Thank you to all of the broadcast team, but from Lincoln Hahn and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
For some, judo is just a sport. For me, judo is my life. Winning the Olympic title was my biggest accomplishment. Defending it will be my biggest challenge. To me, judo means respect, fair play, and self-control. I am Lukas Krpalek. I love judo because I love the challenge.